This is the best. I watch football, but I really don't know football. And I'm going to be honest with you. I want to introduce you. I want everybody to welcome to the Clemson Steeler Man Show. Um, what I was just looking at, I was showing you guys. We're going to go and look at this video. Let's see if I can get up to the right one. Okay. Let's look at these guys right here. These guys here, let me let you first of all. First of all, let me introduce you and let you know who I am. I am the Clemson Steeler Man. My show, we talk a little Clemson football, we talk a little Steeler football, we talk a little life. But today I ran across these guys because my Tigers took a little loss this weekend, so I actually, just ran across these guys. I was just looking out. I used to follow some people in the Clemson. I follow a lot of Clemson people to see what they're talking about. And I'm just ran across these gentlemen right here. They are the Degen Hours, I guess. But I started listening to them, and young guys, then probably been Clemson fans maybe about 20, 25 years. They're young. But that's interesting pundits to say. Not pundits, some things to say. Um, Two guys in the black shirt, man, very knowledgeable football. They understood. They said some good things. Guy in the blue, it wasn't as of a clown as the guy in the orange. Um, he wrote a whole essay about why Dabo Swinney needs to get fired. So let's roll the video and let's see what these guys got to say. I'm not going to stop at Peter Ike this comment. But right now, when it picks up, he's talking about he's doing Dabo's stats and the quarterbacks, how good we've had it from Todd Boyd, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence.
You're in the mix.
Yeah, always in
You're
the
in
mix.
the
Not a
mix.
couch.
Taj Boyd, Deshaun Watson, and Trevor Lawrence were all drafted as NFL quarterbacks.
Correct.
That is a decade, pretty much, of Dabo Swinney having top-end quarterback talent. Since then, after
I'm stuck right there. Do you even know how we even got to getting talent like that? I can let you know. I mean, talent like that wasn't coming to Clemson. Michael Crane was the way we got Charlie Whitehurst. You even know who Charlie Whitehurst was? We got him through Michael Crane. But before that, man, we had Woody Danzels. Before that, don't say I mean we always had good quarterbacks here at Clemson. But we got a Willis Simmons. So we had good quarterback. We had Dylan Harper, Dylan Lucky. We recruited well. But Todd Boyd was one of those ones where it was elite quarterback. And before since you guys were a little young, y'all didn't know it was here, but they didn't have any quarterback camps like you got now. All these quarterbacks going to $1 million in one camp and coming out of high school spinning the ball. You had a couple of elite quarterbacks that were coming out. Look at the turnover in the NFL quarterbacks now. But you had guys that were on teams that were naysayers. Boomer Esiason, year in, year out, with the Cincinnati Bengals. You had guys but nevertheless, Todd Boyd was going to Ohio State until he broke his leg. If the story goes right, I think he broke something. Then Dabo went up there and we went up and recruited him. But I mean, you make the problem. Listen, I'm going to get credit nothing for recruiting these guys, the coaching, what you set up. I'm going to keep going.
Trevor Lawrence left, Clemson has not made the college football playoffs. From 2015 to 2020, we won 6 consecutive ACC championships. Since 2020, we have won and are on pace to miss it this season. We have 12 losses since Trevor Lawrence left. We had 12 total losses, including playoff games, from 2013 to 2020. 8 seasons of college football. Since then, we're 3.5 seasons in. We have the same amount of losses.
Same losses.
I don't want to address the coaching
Might be
level.
one more.
All of our success on the schematic and player development side was due to the other coaches we had, the coordinators, quarterbacks coaches, co-offensive coordinators. This was one.
Now, I'm me stop you right there. You know, man. What are you basing? You're spewing things out of your mouth, but what are you basing this on? I mean, you talking to coaches that got experience. I mean, Greg Venables had, you know, you can read that. Greg Venables probably was a kicker before you was born. He was calling defense. If I'm mistaken, Bob Stoops. He learned from Bob Stoops. Bob Stoops been a defensive coordinator down here with Steve Spurrier at Florida. Then he went to Oklahoma. Then you got Indiana. Okay, that Bob Stoops letter just gone from Bob Stoops. You got the other Stoops boy down there, Kentucky, still got it going. Let's keep about 90 that you around. So Venables knew people had been around. Then you had 20, and then before 20, you know, we had Chip Morris. Tony was able to sit down and learn, understand, and see how Chip Morris developed, and then Tony was very well. So I get what you're saying, but what are you saying? You got, I mean, yeah, we lost good coaches. The coaches come, you know, they've got to be around guys who've been around. You've got to be around guys who've been around the sport. Football is a sport. It's almost, yes, changed some when you're spinning the ball all over the place. But it's the same principles. It's a physical football game. You got to play with the same type of discipline. Got to play with the same type of passion. You know? But nonetheless, man, listen to you guys, man. I mean, you know, let's just keep going. Let's keep going.
One of the most elite coaching trees we've seen in football. We had Brent Venables as our defensive coordinator for that entire run.
Stud.
Left after 2021 to be Oklahoma's head coach. Tony Elliott, offensive genius.
Dog.
He absolutely ran the offense with Taj Boyd, Deshaun Watson, and Trevor Lawrence. Left to be Virginia's head coach in 2021. No. Kelly Bryant was fine. He was just a placeholder. We all knew that. We were actually the 1 seed heading into the playoffs that year. Brandon Streeter, quarterbacks coach, left after 2022 for Georgia. He was the one who developed the quarterbacks. We lost that. You saw what happened with quarterback development afterwards.
Bye-bye.
And Jeff Scott, wide receivers coach and co-OC, who a lot of people think was the mastermind of the offense, he left in 2020 to be USF's head coach. We were able to out-coach and out-game plan, not because of Dabo, because of all these coaches. When they left, the program absolutely fell apart. Our top-end recruits couldn't develop. See DJ and Cade as an example. We were getting 5 stars. All these people who are developing them left. Dabo gets people in the door. He doesn't develop them as players in there. He's a great person, great moral compass.
Yeah.
He's not a good analytical and development guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. As we currently stand, we're 6-2, on pace to miss the ACC championship again after going 8-4 last year in the regular season and missing the ACC championship.
It's hard to win. It's hard to win. And that's what I don't think you generation understand how hard it is to win. If you played the game before, you don't think these other kids put in work. You don't think these other programs want to win as well. Clemson, 2 teams get everyone, well, let me say 3 teams get everybody a shot. Well, the 3 teams I pulled for. Pittsburgh still is going to get everybody's best shot. They just want to beat you. They just want to beat the Steelers. Dallas Cowboys, because of their fan base, they want to beat the Cowgirls. Listen, in the NFL, that's 2 teams you want to beat. Your fan base is going to get up with these 2 teams come to your city. I ain't mentioning nothing about the Baltimore field. I didn't get off on a tangent, but I'm just telling you. So, Clemson, in the ACC, those teams are going to get up for Clemson. They ain't going to get up for Clemson. They don't get up. They ain't went to no school. They can't go for no program this week. They want to put some good program. We made that moving quarterbacks from Nova. They don't want one. What I did to get somebody in the NFL guy. Look at NFL. Where you at going to be in the NFL? Peter Ward's going to be in the NFL. Clifford going to be in the NFL. got veterans back there, man. You threw the ball. So you don't think they don't get up to go play Clemson? So we're getting everybody's best shot. This is Alabama gets everybody's best shot. Georgia gets everybody's best shot. You don't get a bay, they don't go to sleep. It's Georgia week. It's Alabama week. It's Clemson week. That's something where Dabo Swinney has built. That's the future that was built here. That's why I think the thing when you talk to shit, man, you want to be further? What did Kirby do? What did the board do? They got an inherited football team. Don't get it. Twisted. You talk about it. Alabama gold and big. Remember Alabama last year. Remember Alabama coming in game. Mike DeBose, they went out and they got Nick C. They got the program. Consistent winning. And all they did, they handed the three to somebody. But it was just trying to retire. I'm agreeing with you on some of the stuff you're saying. Well, Lord, man, you a bunch of clowns. You ain't a bunch of clowns. You a clown.
Our 2025 recruiting class is ranked the second lowest it's been since 2010 with 0 5-star recruits.
That's bad.
Dabo was great for Clemson. He did one of the all-time best turnaround jobs. But what we need right now is not someone who can just recruit and motivate. We need player development. We have the talent in the program right now. It's slipping in the recruiting, poll because going 8-4 and 6-2 this year, it's not that many players that want to go, especially with NIL. We obviously refuse to use the transfer portal. I kind of agree with that stance, but it's tough when you're not developing players in-house.
Yeah.
If you're not doing the development, it's tough.
Yeah, if you're not going to develop them, then
so that's the reason.
transfer.
Dabo needs to leave because of that. That's like essentially my thesis is he was great at building it from 0 to 100. I think he can do the same at another school. I think there'll be plenty of fucking schools if Dabo Swinney leaves to go. But Clemson is already at the pinnacle.
LSU.
And this is when I want to address all of the Clemson fans that absolutely fucking attacked me in the comments.
Talk to him, Ty.
I'm not a real
They
Clemson
roasted
fan.
him.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't care about the program. And lastly, that I'm not aware of the history. I'm very aware of the Clemson history. I went to Clemson. I'm an alumni. I've started multiple businesses. I'm going to be a donor. I'm going to be a Clemson fan for life. So go ahead and go fuck yourself for everyone who said you can actually go fuck yourself.
Bang twice!
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Bang 3 times!
You're out.
These people who grew up Clemson fans watched mediocre football for 2 decades.
That's all they know.
They call it was little old
Some people
Clemson
love
for a
mediocre.
reason. That's what Dabo used to love to say, little old Clemson. You notice he stopped saying that because we're no longer little old Clemson. Go to downtown Clemson. Look at all the developments. Look at the apartment complexes. Look at the businesses that
did
have
get a
come
lot
in.
richer.
This is now big business. This is an elite college football name that Dabo is degrading actively. While we still have this status, we need to go out, get a high-profile, young, smart, analytical coach who can come in and say, this is how we're going to build this team back. This is how we're going to scheme. We need, to develop our players. We need to do a lot of stuff. You can't just keep hiring in-house hires like Wes Goodwin at defense, the 5'6" guy who can't run a fucking blitz to save his life, and expect it just to work. It's not going to happen anymore. And, all the fans who were around for the last 2 decades and saw this mediocre football were basically saying, you don't know how good you have it. We're still 6-2. It's not bad. You can't fire a coach because he's not bad. This is how you stay mediocre. If you don't strive for excellence, then you're just going to fall off. The reason that the best programs stay the best programs is because they continually, go look for the best talent. Nick Saban retires. They go and get the best available head coach in Kalen DeBoer. You can say what you want about his performance so far. Alabama has 5 5-star commits for next year that haven't decommitted.
Let's go next. Now, Scott, gentleman here made some valid points.
Finding a new coach to keep a certain standard is the best thing for you, but you have to realize that with that move, regardless if it's the actual best play for your school, it's one of the biggest gambles you can take. And if you end up getting a coach that just isn't the guy, you're pretty much sacrificing 5 years because you're gonna try to work it out. You're gonna work through it and see if you can develop it.
Well, what are we doing right now?
You still have 6-2, right? Versus if you have,
what is 6-2?
you're in contention to win the ACC.
We're not. We don't control our own destiny for the ACC.
Well, yeah, I guess other teams are ahead.
Tell
Undefeated.
My point is
No,
this,
you're right.
and I understand what you're saying, and that's basically what all the Clemson fans are saying. They're scared. Like, this is a big gamble. What if, it doesn't work out? Guess what, guys? Newsflash, it's not fucking working. It's not. We're 8-4 last year. We've won one ACC championship last 4 seasons, and we're probably going to miss it this year. So what we're doing right now is not working, is what I'm saying. So if you keep on this path, yeah, Dabo's going to win you 8-9 games a season. Maybe we'll have the occasional ACC championship, but it's not the level that we were at for the last 8 years before Trevor Lawrence left. And I'm saying we're very, very at risk.
Hey, that's how people feel. He pretty much talks the whole video.
On it. If he doesn't, I think you guys just need to get better coordinators. Personally,
I agree.
And that's
I agree with that.
because
For sure.
you've seen that even with the top coordinators like Dabo, he's a player's coach. He's a people person.
Yeah.
He's gonna motivate. He's gonna He's gonna get his players to want to play for him. But he's not an X's and O's guy. Like we can all tell. So he needs.
What Benghazi was so special, Google would run a lot of unique schemes. And he was multiple. I don't know if you don't know anything when we talk about football, when someone says we're multiple, that means we run a multiple amount of defenses. Some people just sit in a 4-3, yeah, but I mean, you only can come from so many directions, so many ways. I'm gonna hand that up. You can dress it up how you want to, but your friend's gonna tell you where you're going. Now you got to prepare for a 4-3. You got to prepare for a 3-4. You got to prepare for a 33. You got to prepare for nickel. You got to prepare for dime. I'm bringing it all. I decided Rebels ran like a 3-down lineman set, man. Hell, they close to the Virginia Tech game, but somebody didn't do what they supposed to do. Remember? I think he dropped all a leg. I think one of those guys did the wrong damn thing. That was down we played Virginia Tech. But let's go keep what he's saying right here.
Needs people around him, a good team. I think if he has a good team, I still think you guys, with him at the helm, can be a good force.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost an overreaction also. Just like, the fact that you guys had, 4 starters injured in the first half, which is crippling, number one. So I understand your point in that because Dabo doesn't use the transfer portal, you're lacking in depth. But it's also, you have to realize that before this game, before this loss, you guys were doing unbelievably well.
Yeah,
right?
we didn't play
everything
any
was
good
looking
teams, though.
up.
Yeah, we didn't play any good teams. And just
Look at this guy here. Man, if you're should name this video. If you want to know what half the bottle or the glass half full, look at number 9. You represent. Man, the guy just told you, man. What are you looking for? The teams wasn't any good. You sound like a Carolina fan. I get so sick of that, man. All the teams are no good. We're teams in front of us. Nobody else can try to win. And the portal and the NIL like it is now, everybody got players. Everybody got players. Had to drink something with my Steelers cup. Those got players. Everybody got players. Everybody got depth. Nobody got depth. Everybody got players. So if you get those first round players, those first group of players playing well, Louisville dictated the whole game does. And I'm telling something else, you guys, you pundits, since you know football so much. Louisville did something to our defensive line that nobody did this entire year. And it wasn't pushing around. I want everybody in the comment section to let me know, what did Louisville line do? Well, I can tell you what they did. I'm going to give you a little bit to say, make a comment or however. They cut blockers all night. 3-step drop, they cut. Nobody cut us this whole year. They're doing that on garbage crap. It doesn't have the D-line. You get somebody hurt. You ruin somebody's career. You know how important D-lineman legs are, and you go do it 15 pounds? Is it that serious, Louisville? Because you damn sure one of those guys that got hurt. And you don't. You're not supposed to be pregnant when you engage with someone, and y'all damn sure did it. The rest just missed it. But, I mean, we haven't done that, Louisville. We haven't done that number 9. I don't even want to go there. I don't even want to be in Louisville. At the win of all, the win of this the best teams in our things. I don't want to be in Georgia to do anything you have to do just to win a championship. You won a damn championship 41 years. Before that, and Curry winning with Mark Rick playing. Don't let me get started on that. So I don't mind being a Clemson. We can still compete, but we're not going to compete for. You're going to compete for that championship every year. You don't have guys that are in the top, and that's what I think we need to get back at. And I think Dabo made some mistakes, and he saw his mistakes. But that was uncharted water. That was uncharted water. You don't think Nick Saban made the wrong hire when he left LSU? Nick Saban, you got to understand, Nick Saban left LSU and went to the NFL and made still more hires. Came to Alabama. Didn't do good that first year. Yeah, he didn't make that first year. Made some changes. Got the right couple players in there. Got that thing rolling. Well, let's keep on listening to these guys.
To talk about the game, I don't think injuries had anything to do with it. If you look at scheme offensively, we're running the ball down 3 scores in the fourth quarter,
crazy.
taking 30 seconds per play. And then when we scored to cut it to a 13-point lead. And this is everything with Dabo. The obvious answer is to go for 2. Right? If you go for 1, you need two touchdowns. If you go for 2 and don't get it, you still need 2 touchdowns. But if you go for 2 and get it, it's 11 points. That's touchdown field goal. Everyone who knows anything about football knows to do that.
Yeah.
After the game, they asked him. He said, "No, and none of our, none of the simulations we ran or none of our, situations tell us to go for 2 there." It's because he doesn't actually prep for stuff like that. And one thing before
I mean, to be honest with you, we should prep for that, man. That's that thing you don't know anything about being on the sideline. Have you ever played? You got active is right now. You got 40 seconds from the moment that ball is snapped. You got 40 seconds to go get that ball snapped and out of there. 40 seconds. Some of you guys can't even unzip your pants in 40 seconds. And you gotta get a call. You got in 40 seconds. You know what? How much logistics we gotta go through? Football coaches gotta go through. They gotta get the right personnel on the field. They got first of all, they gotta see what's down in distance. All that's gotta be computed. What's down in distance? What I want to go with? Let's get the right personnel. Give me my right personnel. So a lot goes in. Keep going. Let's keep going. It's a good little video this guy had.
I mean, he doesn't have analytics.
But it's crazy because one thing I actually love that he did was go out and get Garrett Riley 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Who was like the hottest name in college football. He doesn't let him call plays. He doesn't. Look at the TCU offense and then look at Clemson's offense. They are not the same. Dabo wants his system run because
Number 9, you know how it is. Like we again. Have you? I mean, I ain't talking about no man when you sit there with your hands set up in the midst of the game. In the midst of the game, you got to get on that head. So they got to tell you, you got to say, I want to go this way. 21 personnel. You can only 21 personnel. They got to go 11 personnel. 12 personnel. Then we got to know what side we're going to run the play on. Some plays I want to run to the field. Some plays I want to run to the boundary. Some plays I need to. If I'm running, it makes a real lot of defense. Quick game. I got a right-handed quarterback. I want to throw quick game. I want to throw quick game to my left. You know the difference? I got quick game boom. I got to turn on and throw it to the right. All that got to be in the play when you call and play. But you just call it on PlayStation and play it on, what's called 90 Degen Hours. Bunch of clowns.
Because he got used to it doing it with DJ after all these coordinators left, and he kind of had to run everything, and he's not letting the helms up. So if you go out and get a huge name defensive coordinator that's really good and let Garrett Riley call the shots, I'm fine with Dabo staying on to recruit. But it looks like he's going to try to hold on to everything he can, and while he's doing that, we're going to fall apart.
I mean, yeah, this has been waiting to happen for years. He's just stuck in his old ways with players that he used to back on, and now he doesn't have that back. The players aren't as good as they used to be, and he can't get bailed out, in my opinion. And his true form, maybe not being seen 6 years ago, is now being seen of, like you said, he is a player-oriented coach. He doesn't have the ability, once the players aren't good, or maybe not the best you've ever recruited, to win them more games or to actually scheme for games to win them games. And this is just a thing that I just don't see. I haven't seen in a while from Clemson, and I'm just worried that if you don't do it now and you give yourself 2 more years, and it's 5 years now of only win one ACC championship, who wants to go there now?
No one.
It's quick. It's really quick with these new NILs. It's quick. These Colorado, SMU, BYU's, Kansas, whatever it is,
You're right,
are
but
coming up. If Clemson falls off with a couple recruits, it goes for a long time.
Now he's speaking the truth. Now I'm gonna take you off my clown list. I didn't think you were talking that until number 9. You still clown. But right here, man, he's talking some good stuff. But we talking about that, man. Feel like better say the same thing. You're not gonna start jumping shit, man. Right now, we need dogs. We don't waste. I mean, we don't. Some of our team, especially that wide receiver room, don't need to be on scholarship. It's almost like we're giving these walk-ons scholarships to go beat. We ain't gonna find them to Hunter Renfro. Too many wide receivers out there that can ball, and we're messing around with experiment. You got a guy that can run fast, but how many times he gets knocked down? Can't help us. All right, let's see what we got.
You're up there for a while. As soon as you fall off, you're gone. Like there's nothing to it. Kansas used to be up there and be amazing. And no one goes to Kansas. Like Florida State, they're done.
You're right.
One thing I'll say is this class that we brought in for 2024 was actually excellent. We had 3 5-stars. We had the number 1 linebacker in Sammy Brown and 2 5-star receivers. And we have a quarterback behind Cade. Cade has another year, and we have a quarterback behind Cade who was, I think he was a 5-star, maybe dropped to a 4-star in Vienza. But what I'm saying is, on the team right now, we have like 2-3 more years of runway with these players if they don't leave the program.
Yeah.
So, I think you've got to do something now. I think you have the talent to develop there because a lot of our
100%.
players are freshmen and sophomores.
100%.
But, for the incoming freshman class, it looks really bad in the scheme. It's the worst we've had, second worst we've had in 15 years, the worst we've had in like 8 years.
It's not going to get better.
That is really
and
scary.
it's not.
And you
You're
don't
not
make
getting
championships, and you don't get draft picks.
Bama changed their coach. They have the most 5-star recruits for next season. They have 5.
Do you think Dabo, because you mentioned him being stubborn and wanting to call plays, even though he's not a great play caller?
Correct.
Do you think?
All right, these guys had a good little show, man. I'm gonna give them their credit. They talk good. I'm gonna go and get out of here. I'm not gonna roast them so bad. Let me get to my show. But this thing is singing boys are a bunch of clowns. Oh man. All right. Yeah, be good. Check me out on the next episode, Clemson Steeler Man. Still want to be a freak though. Still want to take money and geek though. Still didn't want to spit no more. Still want to spit fire. Y'all niggas walking straight in with a good eye. I apologize. None of my niggas, they witnessed to me. I'm just hurt now. I'm never done now. know she a pretty super friend. So please do not try to run game on me. I'm not a PlayStation. Please do not try to run game on me. I'm not a PlayStation. She don't wanna be free no more. She don't wanna be free no more. No more. She don't wanna be free no more. Don't wanna be free. Don't wanna be free no more. I'm saying when she had a back, and then it kept on grabbing her point. She wondering how she got scared of her. How can they finally walking around that? She wanna tie up the knot. Fuck her and kick her right out on the spot. I don't know what the fuck wrong with this stripper.